it's Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Welcome back to another tutorial. Oh gosh, it's not good if I'm already tripping over my words in an intro. Y'all, we have another spooky. This particular project, I might torment my children and my cats, possibly my dog with too. It's a possibility. You guys, welcome back to another tutorial, and I'm not going to, just spoilers, we're gonna make the coolest floating witch broom that can be remote controlled operated. Now I saw this on a TikTok and I'm gonna make my own version of it. And of course we're gonna add some flowers at the end and all that good stuff. But I'm really stinking excited. I hope this works because I think it would be hilarious to like chase my kids with a broom throughout the house. So a floating broom. So we're gonna do that today. I'm really excited and I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. All right, you guys, so for this tutorial, for this floating broom, you are going to need a mop. I got mine at the $1.25 store. It's not a dollar store anymore. Everything's more than $1. So you got this. This is gonna come off. I'll show you in a second. We also need a plunger, but I really only need it for this dowel piece. We're also gonna need a remote control car. This one I found at Five Below. So we're trying to keep this as like minimal cost as possible. A few other things you're gonna need, starch, like a spray starch, or you could possibly use hairspray. I'm not sure though how well that would work. So spray starch, some darker colors of like a brown if you want to age the broom, which I'm going to do. A little piece of wood, and I'll show you why for that in a minute. And then any fillers or flowers that you want to add to it. Some twine probably too. And that should be it, I think. So let's start prepping our broom. It's gonna be a ton of fun. Let's jump into it. Let's fly into it. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so the first thing you need to do is separate the mop head from the handle. And you could probably reuse that handle if you wanted to, and paint it or spray paint it if you wanted to save just a little bit money on this. So I'm going to open this up, spread it out as best I can. And then I'm also going to open up these rivet, or these, what's the word? What are we looking? Those ropes, so to speak. And then once those are all open, we're gonna spray it down with a starch spray. Now, I would suggest getting the heaviest finish that you can find. I found this at Walmart. I think it was under $2. So I've tried others where it was like kind of mid-range and it just didn't hold as well. So for other projects that I'm working on. So you definitely wanna get a heavier spray for that. And then this is gonna just be persnickety. It's gonna take a while to separate out all of this. So I'm going to separate this all out off camera and then we'll spray it down, because this has gotta be boring to watch, right? I would think so. So that took me about 10 minutes to get done. I am also spraying this on some aluminum foil because this MDF board I've been using for other, whatchamacallit, spray starch projects, and it starts to like leak coloring into that. So I'm just putting some aluminum foil down. You could use plastic wrap or something else. I just had aluminum foil on hand, so it was easier. And we're gonna really saturate this sucker because we want it to stay flat, like flat out like this. Where are we? There we go. Hi. I just don't feel like moving the camera. Now we gotta let this dry. I'm probably gonna let it sit for 24 hours and then we will get to building the rest of this broom. All right, you guys, we are back. I've let this dry and quite a few times because I used a ton of the spray starch and it wasn't, especially in the center, was not making it flat like I wanted. So then I started soaking it in Stay Flow, which is a liquid starch. I've had better luck with Stay Flow in other projects where I'm shaping something with like cheesecloth. It worked okay. It worked much better on the ends, but that centerpiece is still pretty floppy. And the reason why we want it to be a little bit more straight out is to watch out for the wheels on this car. So I have an idea. I think what I'm gonna do is in this center circle, I'm going to I think I'm just gonna use cardboard just to give it a little bit more structure. I also have a couple of blocks that we're gonna glue onto the car and go into, then it'll be easier to glue that directly onto the cardboard probably as well. So we're gonna glue those as well. And then what we've gotta do after I've built a little bit more onto my mop head is we're going to spray paint it to look a little bit more aged and more broom-like, if you will. So originally I was just gonna use brown, but I also have this copper. I think we might do just a fun like play around with some spray paint and see what happens. I'm also gonna spray paint the car brown. Reason being is that you can see a little bit peeking through, and I figure if the car is the same color as the broom, or at least a darker color, it's not going to show up as much. So that's all of the steps that we're going to work on next, and I'll bring you along for that. Okay, it's flower and greenery time. I'm just kind of playing around with a few different things. After that, oh, yep, it's dried. Let's just test out the car. I tested it out earlier and it worked, but wouldn't that be hilarious if it doesn't now that everything is done? The spray paint did also stiffen these up a bit more, but that round circle is definitely something that we need to have. Okay, here we go. I think it's gonna work. I don't know if turning is gonna. I might have to trim a few of the parts. And also, that was the other thing I wanted to note. You could like dip dye this, because otherwise, spray paint in particular, there's still white spots that pop through. I'm not all that upset by it, but you could have dipped it into like a watered down paint or something to get those pieces dyed, and then you wouldn't have anything kind of other colors peeking through. Wouldn't this be fun with hot glue and then paint it to look like it's like dripping or something too? I'm not sure how many flowers I want to put on this. I might not put a ton, but right here, there's definitely a nice big gaping hole for a lovely flower to go in. So that's for sure happening, and then we'll play around with the rest. Big hole in the back. We're gonna add another there. I think we'll top it like that. And I'll probably, there's a couple other little holes that we might fill in with some of these littler yellow flowers. Oh, no. We're gonna put it on the floor. Could do this all day long. Oh my gosh, how much fun did this turn out? So don't try to drive it on unbalanced work table. I've got 3 pieces of wood and it's all wonky, but it does really well on hardwood floors, probably not carpet. Sorry, to those who don't have a hardwood floor, to have a spooky floating broom. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, we all need a little joy in our lives, and this brings me so much freaking joy. Let's go over some of the things that we learned with this particular project, shall we? So, first thing, stiffeners work, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of material. I think if I would have saturated better with the, what is that? Stay flow. If I would have saturated it completely with the Stay Flow to begin with, I think it would have worked better, but I think the solution of putting a piece of cardboard under also saved me I didn't probably need to use as much stiffener, except for just on the ends, instead of trying to get the center stiffened up. So I feel like it worked fairly well. Like, we found solutions throughout it all. The other issue was, if you're gonna spray paint this, if you don't want any white or any other color peeking through, it's definitely gonna take a decent amount of spray paint and coats to get all of the little nuances of twists and turns and things like that. But the spray paint also helps stiffen it up a little bit, which was a nice added bonus. You could otherwise just dip dye it into a color. You could do some ink, stain, fabric dye, whatever you'd like to do, or water down paint. A 50-50 mix of water and paint would probably do it as well. So it turned out super, super cute. I love the flower edition. Y'all know, if I can put a flower on something, I will. And I absolutely loved how this turned out. I'm excited to go see if it torments my cats. My kids are all old enough but like, if it was a toddler, oh my God, it would be so much fun to see them chasing with their cute little legs chasing this magical broom. But we'll see if it gets my cats riled up. Should be fun. If you guys love this tutorial, can't get enough, want to know the next time we post a video, which is usually once a week, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to find out about the 150 style Sola wood flowers, along with craft supplies and greenery. Go to ohyoulovely.com, but before you do, let me give you something. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off your first order. All right, you guys, we'll see you next week for another tutorial. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys.